Hello, I'm SOLRETA Antaria, and thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Beyond Reality. Whether you're watching on YouTube, on Beyond Mystic 003, or over on Rumble. So we have a bit to get into this week. I just also want to make sure to share with you guys. So this is the YouTube page that I've brought up, and as you can see, there's many different things that we have up and coming. We've got Penny Kelly, we've got some really interesting things also coming up, some new shows that JC has going. We can see the gorgeous Sophie and Meg and Elena and Julie over here as well, my beautiful soul sisters, and also Coco. Make sure to check out Coco's new show. She's, such a wonderful person. So as we're getting into this week, there's a few things I've got written down on note-wise. I'm also just listening to the order flow that Spirit's wanting us to go through. The first things they're wanting us to talk about, actually, I'll just bring this up very quickly. So please remember to use the discount code Beyond Mystic. I'd love for you guys to get a discount, and this is the perfect time of year to be booking a session. I have made a couple more appointment times available that you'll find I've sort of added to the end of my week over here in Melbourne, Australia. So if you are looking for an appointment, if you've got one with lots of questions, I do work as a mystic oracle. So just like in the old school oracle days, you can ask questions. And I love for my clients to have, whether it's a page of questions, but we look into what we can get through in an hour. We also will do an aura drawing in that space and time too. So really doing a pulse check on energetically what's in the quantum field around you and what's in your auric biofield. So you'll also get to keep that. I'll email that to you. And I usually like to send bonus meditations and things that I've recorded with my readings. So the other thing that we have is the Starseed Origin reading. And I've been reading for quite a few of you at the Beyond Mystic audience. And I've also had some beautiful souls that have gifted, whether it's for birthdays or Christmas presents just recently. It's just been so lovely to also meet family and friends of some of the Beyond Mystic family. So jump on over to masonjupiter.com and you'll see my name under SOLRETA. And you can choose between Starseed reading or Mystic Oracle reading, but use the discount code Beyond Mystic to save that 10%. So Spirit was guiding me to share this with you guys. So those that caught the show last week, I saw it in the YouTube comments. Thank you guys for pointing things like this out, because not always, like sometimes I'll see a flicker when we're filming or, live streaming and things, but I don't always see things at the time until I can go back in and slow it down. Now this one, as some of you guys commented, it appeared like an orb or a flash. So this is actually what we call a ribbon orb. Some people will call them rods. I do see these things as being kind of like just on the outskirts of our third dimensional reality. So we can kind of feel them tapping into that fourth dimensional plane of existence and 5D and beyond. So these guys like to hang out around crystals. So I'm not surprised that when we brought out, Carla's beautiful orgonite, the loved one, that he appeared, or she, or whatever this beautiful being is. Now, some people were asking, because I did post this over on Facebook and Instagram as well, and I put it together as a little video without the circle and things. But some people were asking exactly like what they are. So with orbs, some of them can be nature spirits that have, just sort of flown into our reality or are interacting with us. They do like to be around laughter, children, babies. They love to have like nature in the background. So we actually get a lot of orbs over here. I've seen them ever since I was a kid. And every now and then with orbs, sometimes these are actually like fairies. And so most of the time they exist in kind of an orb state. And sometimes you'll actually see where they'll transition and show you their actual fairy form. So the ones that we get here are like longer kind of pointed feet, beautiful curvy bodies. Some of them are slim. They have pointed chins and very pixie-like ears. And when I've seen one flying, it was like its chin was jutted out and looked aerodynamic. So actually somewhere in my old lectures and YouTubes and things have drawn a sketch. I'll have to dig it up and find it just so I can show you guys what a lot of these elementals look like. But they do exist and coincide with us. And this is part of the veil that I've been talking about for the last few years that's lifting. So we're going to see more and more evidence. So please, and I just saw 444 on my time over here, but please, if you guys see things in videos, pop it in the comments below, because I love to try and slow it down and and capture it. And many of you guys also send me like little snippets and things, or enlarge or draw in the little faces that we get looking in the background here. So yeah, thank you for sharing things like this with me. I really appreciate it. So let me just pop this screen down so we can have a look into cards and things. So one thing that I want to talk about, I did a quick check-in. Actually, let's talk about the full moon coming up. And also, this was the crystal that was wanting to come up in regards to full moon. So with this one, sometimes, when we look into clusters and things, this is a great amplifier of energy, or for something that will hold like a bit of energetic space. So I was really feeling to work with this for the full moon and Leo energy that we have coming up. You can work with other things. Like I have this beautiful fire opal that I got from Meg, which is beautiful. It's hard to see the light, but when you hold it up to the sunlight, it's actually got like a transparency through it. So anything that's kind of like Leo based. Now, with this wolf full moon, this is about tapping into our inner child, tapping into creativity, into heart chakra energy, into love. It's about tapping into passion projects. And also really, it's about where we're kind of putting our heart out there. And if things are not matched, we're not really caring or dwelling on what isn't. We're actually focused more on being in this beautiful, I guess, light that Leos carry, and this illumination and this courage and creativity. So it's also going to be a really good time for catching up with friends too. And let me just see if I've written anything. I've literally written like it's a good time to howl at the moon. So whether you want to make that part of your ritual or affirmation and things, but yeah, it's definitely about tapping into like abundance, desires, projects. It's a great time to really kind of push yourself along and to finish things off. So I did pick a few pre-check cards in to get a vibe or a pulse check on the week ahead. Now, when I tune into this, I'm specifically feeling in not just for the collective, but specifically for the Beyond Mystic family. So I did get cards which are really talking about choosing the timeline that we want to be on, releasing the old, stepping into victory energy. And they were also bringing up this energy of watching out for the ribbon orbs and watching out for beyond the veil type frequencies and energies. So let's check why we're all together. And I'm just getting something touching me on the crown chakra. And I've had a little bit of this lately in some of the sessions where I've had people that have had loved ones that have passed, or whether it's spirit beings and different things that have really kind of energetically coming closer to our world and to our veil at the moment. So be on the lookout for this kind of thing too. And we've had some cheeky cockatoos making a mess in the background in the garden. Yeah, that's been really interesting to watch some of these guys hanging upside down from the roofline, staring in at my clients. So every now and then they're still coming in and checking. We've even had a few of them pecking on the window for us to turn around and notice. And I have to actually prop my computer down for the birds to see my clients. So that's been really cute. So let's have a feel in and see what we have for our Beyond Mystic Soul family this week. And you know what? I'm hearing so many beautiful stories from you guys out there around just how like Beyond Mystic and JC and Janine and all of us girls really help people during this time, during the last few years. And it's just, I'm so grateful that we've all had each other to be able to get through this period of time. What I'm seeing in some of the readings at the moment from Spirit as well is that a lot of you guys are being launched into not just what we've been through and what we sort of, I guess, were awake to over this period of time. What I'm seeing in a few sessions is it's like a little wand is what I'm getting shown right now. And it's like Spirit is really activating or getting people to step into not just the teacher side of them, but whether it's that they're in alignment in future projection to be healers, to work with sound, or to work with more things based on a soul mission. A lot of you guys are being pushed from Spirit is the vision that I get around this. So we have 6 cards this week. So let's have a feel into this and see what comes up, and then we'll flip them over. So what I'm actually getting is a lot of like white, pure, almost like moonlight energy and a little bit of moonstone. So some of you might want to work with the moonstone energy for this full moon, even though it will be like a Leo kind of fire energy. What they're also referencing is this wolf spirit too. And they're referencing the Lone Ranger energy with the wolf spirit, or a wolf that doesn't always run in a pack. So for many of you, you guys are really not just the rainbow sheep, as some of us, talk about feeling very different. If we can start to think about or have that image of being kind of that wolf. So it really is about developing this inner strength, this fortitude, this knowing that we can conquer anything is what Spirit's trying to convey. And what they're showing with this is the keen senses of the wolf, in terms of like being able to kind of have, eyes that see beyond the veil, that are super sharp and notice anything out the corner of the eyes, having like hearing that's like extrasensory perception. So Spirit's really talking about like the psychic development side. They're referencing it from a point of gifts and skills that we already have coming into the forefront or into development. So I do feel Spirit's going to be working with us to develop these beautiful gifts and skills, utilize this moon energy. So it might even be doing like a little bit of a ritual or writing out something to do with what it is that you would like to see or manifest to do with your beautiful gifts and skills. In a lot of my sessions at the moment too, we're really helping to let go of old past life wounds that may be either dulling down the psychic senses or keeping and preventing us from fully tapping in. So if this is you guys, the Mystic Oracle session, or even, we can look in this in the Starseed Origin sessions as well. It's really good in helping people to kind of move through blocks, helping to tap back into the deeper gifts and abilities that we may have blocked off in another lifetime. So I feel this is what Spirit's working with this week. Let's flip these cards over. So where I actually wrote my little note before, and you can see here, where have I put? It's a little bit hard to read my dyslexic writing, but you can see here I've written stepping into victory. You can see there's a creative writing with that. And the first card we have is victory. So this is also what I mean by choosing timelines, which I actually wrote on here too. How funny is that? So we've got choosing timelines, releasing the old, stepping into victory, and then I've written ribbon orbs. So this card actually embodies everything that we were talking about. So Six of Wands being Jupiter and Leo energy. So it's fully embracing this Leo aspect that we have with the full moon. What we also see here is the timelines intersecting and these fires. So we're actually seeing some people being burnt and released, not literally burnt, but kind of phasing out of our life. So imagine like, we're writing something down and we're lighting it and we're letting the ashes scatter and go into the winds. So we're seeing a little bit of this because we're aligning with higher versions of us and we're aligning with higher timelines. So I don't want you guys to delay. The magpies are agreeing with me. I don't know if you guys can see them just down here in the background. They've got some bird seed that I've given them. And we've put a little bird bath out there this week as well. So it might be a little bit dark to see. It's probably coming close to their bedtime. What we also see with the Hierophant, it is a beautiful grounded earth energy with Taurus, but it is a nurturer too. So it's very much like staying in your own lane, not letting people persuade you, or if you were perhaps in the past a people pleaser, it's not letting people take advantage of you anymore, because you guys have really learned from the past. And what I was also seeing this week before is some of you may be revisiting things, and we've seen this in astrology, revisiting things to do with the last 15 years, and we're literally moving out of that pattern. But what I keep getting shown is even over the last 5 years, really looking back and seeing what it was that we've grown from. I myself have been personally guided to read over like old journals and notes, or even tap into like old readings and things that I'd maybe done for myself and other friends had done, and really look at where was I at, what was going on. And I know a few of my clients are also experiencing this. So with the Hermit energy, it's not to overanalyze yourself. It's not to really sort of be discriminating. I actually feel this is about being gentle with yourself and actually encouraging, giving yourself a pat on the back for just how far you've come. If you've come through difficult timelines or situations, I feel it's to give yourself praise, to look how much you've achieved and grown. I just saw another 444 as well. But yeah, with this beautiful hermit energy, we see here that he's the light bringer, he's the lantern, he's the one that, he comes out of the cave because he's called to lead, to help teach. And he's not necessarily someone who's got like the accreditations or the courses or book smart. He's someone that on a deep, deep soul level has the knowledge and information. So this is spirit pushing a few of you, as we were talking about, into that teaching timeline, or into that timeline of living your passion, whether it's studying astrology or tarot. And that we have the courses here on beyondmystic.net that JC and the girls have set up. So I highly encourage you guys to check that out too. But we have Prince of Disc. And for me, this is really kind of where I love this with this sphere. You guys have heard me talk about this sort of relating more to fifth dimension, and we see the cube inside of it. So for me, this is what Spirit nicknames a law of assumption card, and it really is building it on the energetic level and bringing it down into the physical. So we need to really utilize this moon to hold space, to ground in our vision, to move forward in this. And we then have the card of power. So Four of Discs, the sun's energy with Capricorn. So we're utilizing this to eliminate the other people's voices telling us of what we can't do, or what we're, perhaps tripped over in the past. And really, the word they're giving me is evaluating where it is that we've been, how much we've grown. So with Four of Discs too, it is also about like protecting your energy field. We see this empathic, emotional water energy around the castle. It is known as the card of power. So we want to bring that little drawbridge up around certain people that may be more negative, or maybe telling us what we can and can't do, or what we're capable of. This is time for you guys to see into the version of you and just ask yourself, what if? And I want you to really sit with that and ask, okay, what if like things turn out? What if I actually step into my magic? And I know this will bring out some fears for some of you in, oh my gosh, but then I might not have time. I might be too busy. So look at what the core beliefs are around success is what I'm actually feeling. And this beautiful full moon will illuminate anything that's blocking you from kind of stepping out there in a bigger way and really kind of bringing this light to it. So I'm just going to see some clarifiers. Oh, they want the Greek mythos deck. Let's have a look into this and see what comes out. So I feel this activation in the crown chakra and pineal energetically. I actually feel this within the different various layers of the auric body. Spirit's actually showing me a vision of all of the different bodies. And what they're showing is we're going through, they're giving me the word update. So just as we update our phones, we're actually getting different energies come in on like on a galaxy level and on a solar influence level as well. So these beautiful energies and alignments, and I know we're going to have some planets going really direct soon. I forget what date it is. Megan surely would be the ones to check in to do with that. But I feel that they're talking about when planets do go direct, we're going to be going through like an activation or a further ascension energy. And I am seeing this within certain clients' auras, that they have made kind of like a shift or a jump in reality, and now we're going through follow through. So a lot of you guys being representatives of this beautiful energetic ascension and collective, it's time for you guys to step into your power. So let's flip these cards, and again, quite a few cards. We've got 6 cards again. So Spirit is really wanting to look into a huge energy and story for this week. The first one we have is the High Priestess, and she's such a beautiful energy. Look at all these beautiful roses around her, and this halo is almost kind of like lion or lioness-like. Now, for me, the High Priestess represents someone who's not distracted, someone who fully anchors and knows who she is on a higher level, and she brings that down so passionately and so strongly that all the distractions get quiet, and she's not going to let anyone come in to trip her over or anything like that. We have King of Coins energy too. So for some of you with this beautiful Leo moon, you might be actually getting out and meeting other souls that are on the same vibrational level, or perhaps they're kind of the balance. So you might be the High Priestess, but they're kind of grounded and got things going on a very practical level. So I actually feel a bit of love energy and a bit of chemistry and romance out there for some of you guys this week. So that's you. Maybe drop like a little heart below You don't have to say anything, but it is nice to see that love energy around. We also have Knight of Swords and Three of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords 2 and the Three of Swords, this might be us speaking or reflecting on things that have happened in the past, perhaps around love, but we're actually moving away from some of these things. We have the energy of the Chariot. So I feel that it's kind of looking into things that perhaps don't work out, but they're giving me the word illuminated. So the moon may illuminate things to do with the heart or things to do with love and kind of bring them to the surface. But we're going to be actually doing it in order to release and in order to move on from it. And I just realized I'm holding my heart. I also realized that the king of disc has this luminescent sun over the heart, but it's in more of like a moon, lunar type energy. So that's an interesting thing. What we see after the Chariot is the Magician. So sometimes when we go through a lesson, an ending or closure, or we have this awareness and we're like, aha, I know what it is now. I know the pattern. I kind of hacked it. What we need to look out for is to watch that we don't get a return of this kind of energy. So with this Magician energy, which is Hecate in this one, and it almost looks like the Mother, the Maiden, Crone type energy too. But this is a beautiful kind of stepping into your own magic, but it also represents to sometimes watch out for those that might be having addictive personality type traits or alcoholism or issues with drugs or kind of like more the narcissistic type characters. It's to watch out for those that would bring you back down, those that would siphon or suck your energy or perhaps be more vampiric. It really is to stay and honor in the high priestess energy, or might be high priest for some of you guys out there, or even perhaps it's also about you embodying the other aspect of the magician, which is someone who's mastered things or kind of come into a wisdom. So not necessarily having to focus on, the other side that we can have, the darker side of things. So yeah, that's what we have for you guys this week. I will pick a few little cards at the end. I just want to remind you guys, we have a few things going on. So please jump on over, like, share, and subscribe over on Beyond Mystic. Please also join us on Rumble. There's so many exciting things and conversations that we can't have on here that you can jump on over on Beyond Mystic on Rumble. So please check that out. We also have the 10% discount off your starseed and mystical oracle readings. So please use all caps over on masonjupiter.com. We also still have some gift vouchers and things that I noticed were still on there the other day. So perfect opportunity. If there's someone that you love that you might think would benefit from a reading or would be excited to receive a reading, we're having a few people at the moment that have received gift vouchers. So that's always a lovely present and a lovely way to start the new year. And even, perhaps for Valentine's Day, we have that coming up too. Had a gorgeous partner buy someone a beautiful gift the other day, and they were so grateful. The other thing that we have is the 2024 predictions for all 12 zodiac signs with Julie and Meg. So please head on over to beyondmystic.net, check out your sun, your moon, your rising, and even your Cancer sign, and see what's happening for this year. And it just gives us a heads up and really helps us to kind of not just tap into our own side of things, but to look into those that we love and see if there's any assistance or guidance or things that we can help look out for them as well. So let's have a look into my star cards, the deck that I've drawn, and we will get some final cards to finish off this week's reading. And I know it's gone probably a little bit longer than I do, but I really just felt that there were certain things that Spirit wanted us to cover this week with such a amazing, amazing full moon energy. Okay. So as I'm picking this, there's like a stillness of energy, and that makes me want to whisper. I don't know about you, but I feel sometimes like when Spirit gets us to whisper, that it's almost like about tuning into the etheric or ethereal nature side of things. So let's flip these cards over. Spirit's definitely getting us to listen because we have confidence, intuition, and imagination. So this is definitely tapping into this energy we were just describing, or the whisper. So I'll read this one by one. So confidence being the first one. And I am working with a lot of clients at the moment because this is a huge block for a lot of people. So we are clearing things out around this. and tapping into if it's come from a past life or childhood. We're doing specific release work in some of the sessions too, because spirit only brings things up when they're really ready to be released. So a lot of deep work happening in the reading. So let the symbols on this card imprint on your consciousness. Feel the energy instilling a newfound confidence. So we see it's actually a light language symbol activation that comes in with this beautiful one. Feel free to pause and to absorb that beautiful energy. We also have the card of intuition. So this is where it gets still again from spirit. So I do feel spirit's talking about getting really still, tuning out from the rest of the world to listen to your spirit. So access the answers of your heart, let your intuition guide you to make the best choice. We then have the card of imagination. And we see it's almost like a fractal kind of Mandelbrot type set where we see like the biggest symbol on the macro level go into the micro. So be childlike, reignite your creativity and imagination through art, play, and writing. This is specifically around this Leo full moon too. So I hope you guys have an amazing full moon, and I really look forward to connecting with you guys again next week. And please take care. Love you all. Bye.